India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi made it official today, delivering the golden walking stick, or Sengol, to the nation's new home. The inauguration of the new parliament is the latest step for the Hindu nationalist leader in reshaping India's capital by eliminating vestiges of British rule. A grand new multi-million-dollar hexagonal legislature stands next to the colonial-era building that it will replace.
Basically posturing to deprive Modi of this event he's designed around himself. The opposition realizes it. That's where the battle is taking place. In that, the president is basically a figure that is being used by both sides to parlay an attack into sort of one of principles.
It is one of several mega projects around key cultural and religious sites championed by the right-wing leader.
The issue is not that it's a democracy or not. Yes, there are elections, there's considerable popular support. Are we a constitutional democracy? Are the institutions which define a constitutional democracy with its checks and balances, are they functioning? And yes, we have failed dramatically in that. And in some senses, Parliament also is a part of that failure, where the kind of scrutiny that should have been part of how a government functions has not really happened, which is largely the government's own doing. It commands such an overwhelming majority that it was the government's responsibility basically to allow that to happen, to allow Parliament to function in the way it should.
The new building includes a grand temple corridor, a towering statue of a Hindu warrior, and a grand temple at the Ayodhya site where zealots destroyed a Mughal-era mosque 3 decades ago.
Our opposition is not essentially to the new parliament. Our opposition is to the fact that whether it was at the foundation stone laying ceremony or at the inauguration ceremony, both occasions, the President of India was skipped, was missed out. Why? That's our question to the Prime Minister. Essentially, that's our question.
The main opposition Congress and 19 other political parties are boycotting the ceremony as a result.
Well, our initial opposition to the fact that in the middle of COVID, when people were running for oxygen, looking for beds in hospitals in the capital city also, not just across the country, but also in the city, in the middle of that crisis, the Prime Minister thought of this vanity project.
The new legislature reportedly cost about $145 million and is part of a grand project aimed at revamping or replacing British-era government facilities.
Well, history won't remember you just because you made a good building. History will remember you whether you ensured that the soul in that building is also alive. The heart of democracy beats. History will remember you for that. But you are throttling voices within the parliament. Well, we've been saying that from foreign policy to governance, it's all about a cult. You're trying to create a cult. Now, cults can't have to be organically created. You can't, pump up support and muster up support and try and create a cult. You may try, but you won't succeed. At the end of the day, there has to be some substance, some content. So, this particular government has a different way of projecting itself. It projects itself through one man.
Though many agree it's replacing outdated facilities, the Central Vista project, as it's being called, has faced criticism over a lack of transparency, high costs, and allegations that it violated both environmental and local land laws. The chamber of the lower house will have 888 seats, a huge jump from current maximum membership of 550. This indicates that authorities plan a major expansion in their numbers. This could boost Modi's ruling BJP. If the seats are increased, the densely populated north and center regions will get much higher representation than India's more developed and affluent south, where the BJP remains relatively weaker. For Satluj TV, I'm Leila Gulen.
Go where no one has gone before. Between the sounds of bombs and the whisperings, echoes of truth. Confronting power with courage and lighting the darkest shadows to inform and inspire. Flowing with truth and charting our own path. Satluj Network. Let the truth flow.